boating with Andrew, doing a little bit of powerboat training. For starters, I wanted to talk about safety. You'll notice that I'm wearing my PFD zipped up and clipped and an appropriate size. You always have to have this on before you go out on the powerboat. Some of the other safety equipment on board will be up in the front here in the bow. One thing is a throwable PFD, which is just a cushion, square cushion. Everyone on the boat should always be wearing a life jacket, but it is required equipment to have a throwable as well that you could toss to someone in the water. The other thing that you'll always have on the boats is an orange safety box. You'll notice that this has a little zip tie keeping it shut. That means that it is everything in it, that we put all the equipment in it, we sealed it up. If you ever get on the boat and you find that this is broken off, like someone has opened it, you want to bring this to the dock house and get a sealed one. In this box, there's a small first aid kit, flares, a fire extinguisher, a knife, and that's pretty much it. So this has some important safety equipment. It's always up in the bow of the small. Alright, so the other safety equipment we normally have on board would be a whistle, which will dangle from the console here. You always need to have a sound signaling device on board in case your radio is not working or for some reason you need to be able to hail another boat for help. You'll notice that this boat is clean. There's not a lot of trash and tripping hazards and things in the boat. Sometimes after it rains or if it's a wavy day out, you may get water in the boat. You'll notice that in the stern we have a pump. Always want to make sure that you pump it if there's water in it and that you leave it dry for other people. So it's this right here, and you just pump, and any water in the boat will pump right out the back. So you always want to make sure you pump it dry before you get going. That's it for our safety equipment on board the CBI skiffs.
Alright, so I'm going to show you what to check for before you actually start your motorboat. The first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you put on your life jacket and you hop into the boat is check and make sure that you have a key, kill switch, that the boat is in neutral, and the engine needs to be down. If the engine's not down, ask a staff member and they will lower the engine for you. Next thing you want to do, check for gas. There should be one primary tank, which is generally going to be larger, and there should be one secondary tank. The secondary tank is just in case you actually run out of gas. Hey guys, this is how you're going to attach your gas. So every boat will have a standard fitting on it, as well as a standard gas tank. Some are bigger, some are smaller, don't necessarily worry about that. You should have one primary gas tank and one reserve gas tank just in case you run out of gas. If you come to a boat and the gas is not plugged in, the easiest way to do that, and the only way to do it, is to pinch the locking cap. Notice how this one doesn't actually have any sort of a opening here because the gas doesn't flow through this. This is the locking side. This is a lock, that's the locking side. Push in, pull, make sure it's secure. Alright, next thing you want to do is undo the vent. Alright, every gas tank will have a vent on it, just make sure it's open. Then you're going to want to prime or pump the priming bulb until it's relatively hard. After you're all set with that, should be good to start your boat. If it's at the end of the day or we're putting the boat back up, just remember to actually seal the vent after you're done.
Go.
Radio's on, turn on 71. Key goes in first, push down, attach kill switch. Boat is in neutral, it doesn't move, turn the key, beep, stream coming out of the back.
Alright, so I'm getting ready to go out and I'm going to set a course for my class today. So I need to get some marks and other equipment things in the boat. It's very important to load the boat carefully. They are fiberglass, so if I throw this in the boat, there's a good chance I could do some damage. Also today the water level is a little low. You want to make sure you're holding on to something when you get into the boat. I don't want to come over here and jump into the boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here on the edge. I'm going to climb down into the boat. Then I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to make sure when I load things into the boat that I keep them not in the back where they're going to be in my way while I'm trying to drive the boat. I also don't want them behind me because what happens sometimes when you're not looking is the buoy will blow out overboard if it's windy, and then you'll be trailing all the line. You can get it caught in the propeller. So you want to make sure that everything that's on board is forward of you where you can see it. Alright, so Andrew's going to head away from the dock and make a nice controlled return back. You'll notice he has no wake behind his boat. That means there are no big white waves. If you're inside the island, you want to make sure you're going nice and slow so you're not knocking the other boats and things at the dock around. So he's going to come up nice and slowly. No need to rush. Further out in the river you can go a little faster, but there's really no need to be going full throttle at any point. Let's watch him make a nice docking here. So as Andrew comes in, he'll cut the wheel and have a beautiful docking, for sure. How nice is that? Excellent. Once he's on the dock, we tie up the boats by the midline only. So you'll see he'll put it through this dock ring and back down to the cleat and cleat it on the inside of the boat. Now normally we always dock the boat's port side too, but we put it starboard side too so that Andrew can continue his demonstration here of how the throttle works.
Alright, so this is how you want to shift. You can switch to edge. Alright, it's important when you're shifting the boat to make sure that you do it quick and clean. That is the key. When you shift, you pull down on the blue lever, push forward in a smooth, gentle motion. That will put your boat in forward. Now to go back to neutral, pull back semi-quickly, that way you don't grind the gear.
Okay, so I have a couple specific things I wanted to point out for the high school coaches. One is that as a high school coach, you should never be ferrying your students around in the boats. You can ferry other coaches, but don't take any kids on board. Also, you're going to leave most of the rescue work to the CBI staff. If you see a boat that's aground or a boat that is capsized, please just radio to the dockhouse, let us know, we'll come out and take care of it. Your primary concerns are just watching the kids, making sure that they're all right, moving marks around, and helping the coaches get to and from the race committee platforms. Please alert the CBI staff if you see anything out of the ordinary. This means even if it's not a boat engaged in CBI high school practice, either another boat from CBI, a boat from Harvard, a boat from MIT, we want to make sure that we're good neighbors here on the river and that we're looking into anything that we see out on the water. So if you're in a powerboat, you can drive over and check, call the dockhouse. Please don't engage in any rescue activities yourself. Thank you.
Good.
All right.